Hello and welcome to Voxile Basics Tutorial. I'm Dane Kabika and I'm a level designer on the project. I worked on Willow Creek, I worked on Heldonia, and yeah, that's it for now. But I'm just gonna go ahead and go over some basics on editing a world and how to generate a new world, some of the tools, and yeah, we'll just kind of cover those things, and we'll go deeper into more advanced stuff maybe next video. But for now, to start off, as you can see, I'm at the main menu. We can go in and play the game, or we can go shoot over to editor. And as you can see, we have two options here. So we have edit existing worlds, which is obviously all of the worlds in the campaign, and maybe some worlds that we have that are like setup worlds and so on. You can kind of dig through those and have fun with that. And then we have generate new editable world. Now this is going to be a brand new world, and as you can see, it's already on a medium-sized world. You can make that smaller. I think Isle of Vox is like somewhere in 7 if you've played it already. Otherwise 9 is pretty good starting point for depending on what you're building. So I won't go over tile sets or the biome set. I'm just going to generate a landscape. You could play around with these parameters if you understand what some of these things are. It's pretty straightforward with the title, and there's some descriptions of what it does in the level. But for now, I'm not going to mess with that. I'm just going to generate a landscape. All right. Yeah, this looks good. So a few things here. I could change like the water level, which would, obviously provide more land. I'm actually going to click down here and hit apply. All right. I think this looks good. Yeah, let's go ahead and go with that. I'm going to generate and load new world. All right. So if I go ahead and hit tab, you could see I just go to this little menu. I'm going to hit tab again, and that will open this up, allow me to fly around with WASD. And I can press C to go down and spacebar to go up. Of course, you can change those controls anytime you want if you desire. So as you can see, got my world here. I got this little guy here, which is actually the player spawn. So we can actually select our move tool. As you can see, if I use the middle mouse, I scroll through the toolbar here. I can actually go ahead and grab this guy and move him around like wherever I want. So if I place him right there, all the way over there, that's where I'll start next time. So I'm just going to go over a few of these tools. So this is, again, the move tool. If I take this, it's going to move on any surface. Now, yeah, that's great, but maybe we want to customize it a little bit. Maybe we want to bury it into the ground. We can actually go to the translate tool, and this actually uses a grid. So if I'm looking this way, it uses the grid on this side, and if I look up, it uses this grid looking down. So it does that automatically. I'm not like having to press anything. It's just really where the camera is stationed, which is really nice. So I can also press Control and then left click, and it'll move around that grid however I move my camera. See? I'm just using like A and D to kind of move around the world, moving around. And what's fun is while I'm holding Control and left click to select the object, I can use the scroll. So I'm using like my middle finger to kind of like move it back and forth on the on that grid. And that's nice if I'm like placing it here. I'm like, nope, I want it back a few, and then I can go ahead and bury it. Let me grab that. I actually want to put that back where it was, and I'll bury it. So there you go. And that's, man, you're going to use those a lot. So another thing is the picker or the pick. This is kind of very straightforward. You left click while highlighting with the pick. You just go ahead and select anything. Ah, there you go. And as you can see on my toolbar, it actually populated on my toolbar. So if I scroll to to translate, move this guy around, and then I want to put one next to it, I just scroll down. Oh, and I got it. It's what I picked up. So hit control to stay on that grid. I'm going to click, 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 as you can see, right? Not bad. And I can undo. So control Z will undo all of those movements. All right. And if I wanted to redo, I just do control shift Z. As you can see, it goes right back. Okay. So another thing is the eraser. So it's exactly what you think. You can go ahead and erase anything in the world by just clicking. Yeah, it's very straightforward. I'm going to just undo. And I'm going to use my box select or the group select. So as you can see, it shows that what it does on left, if you hold left shift, it's to extend the box, left control to add to group, or return to create a group. So you can mess around with that. We can go ahead and just select those and hit erase. And there you go. I just erased all of that was in that section. Instead, I'm going to hit I'm going to click this guy and hit control. I'm going to do that one, and that one. Okay. And then I'm just going to erase. And it only did the ones that I selected. So you can be a little more specific. The cool thing about that, when you do use the group select, it will tell you by highlighting what all that you have selected when you do use that. All right, another thing here. Let's go ahead and let's populate some trees, because it's looking really bare right now. If we press, I believe, not escape, tab, we go into the worlds tab, and we could do whole map operations. And real quick, before I get into that, I want to show you at the top here, I can actually, this is the file name of the world under our worlds folder. I'm going to just name it basics tutorial. Cool. And I can save level. Now that's saved there. Now I can go over here. What we're going to do is populate some trees. So I can do bulk placement. And there's actually quite a few items here. You can play around with those, but right now I just want to generate some trees, and I'm going to say I want a good amount, so I'm just going to click in the middle. You can also hold down control and click and type what you want. I'm just going to do 50 and press enter. And as you can see, it goes over here. So what is the total? 500. Okay, cool. So we'll do 250. And random place. Did it do it? Oh yeah, it's the bushes. I did bushes instead of trees, but hey, let's do both, okay? 125, random place all. There we go. Sweet. All right, now we have some trees and small bushes. That's awesome. Okay, cool. And if we press tab, we're gonna just go to the, I'm gonna show you how to place just a few objects in our library. I'll go over that pretty quickly. If we hit load, you can see we have a few tabs here. There's Vox, Brush, Group, Entities, and Tools. So tools are gonna be what's pretty much down on your toolbar already. If you lose one of them, let's say you go over Inventory and I hit Unpin. Oops, not that guy. I think it's Remove. And I can't find it. I can go back to Load, go to Tools, and then I can go to this guy and add it. Perfect. Very, very easy. Let's go over to Vox. Vox is where you're going to probably spend most of your time. This is all individual items, all individual objects in our game. To explain what that is, as you can see, there's quite a bit here. Let's just go over to building. Okay. Building has a lot of our wood, cement, different material type building blocks. That we use all the time to create our structures, sidewalks, roads, all of that good stuff. Let's go down to Diesel Punk Kit 1, and I'm gonna pick a brick building. Let's do that. I kind of like this tan thick one here. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to find a good area for this house. I kind of like this. Yeah, I got some flat ground here. Yeah, that looks good. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my brick here, and I'm going to just place a few blocks just by pressing left click. As you can see, put a few down here. I'm just going to make like a 4x4 wall, okay? As you can see, we got our wall, all individual blocks. So with our game, what we do is we actually can create brushes out of multiple objects. What that does is it pretty much makes all of the individual blocks into one object, and that still can, you know, if you put whatever material, I could put this tree in there too and create it into a brush, it would be one object, but it still would understand, like, let's say if I use like a jackhammer to like take the resources out of it, it would still have like wood and brick in it. So it still separates those things. But in order like to have the brick wall like one object and perform as one object in our level, yeah, you just make it into a brush. And I'll show you how. If you go to where's the tool? Let's go to tools. Let's go to group edit. All right, cool. Now it's there. I might have removed that on accident. That's my bad. So we have group edit. I'm going to scroll over to it. If I hit left click on what I have highlighted, here you can go ahead and like edit your brushes together, or your group selected objects, and go in this menu and just like pretty much manipulate it. So I can go ahead and just make something weird like that and press F9 to get out, and hey, it updated it. So if you had like a bunch of groups together and or separate groups in one area, you can actually go over and use this tool and go ahead and select that guy, and it'll separate it to where it's like a nice area to, you know, nice clear area where now I can work. I could actually build my entire like house in here too. But yeah, for now I'm just going to create this little wall, and oops. So I want to make a 4x4. So I'll just delete this guy. Okay, got my 4x4. So what I'm going to do is press tab, and I'm going to go over to group. I'm going to merge group into brush. So I'll show you what happens here. It's really cool. So all of those individual bricks are now in one brush. And so when I'm making my like house, or I want to use this brick to make another structure, I could literally just pick this, and it's only referencing that one brush, like however many times I place it. Okay, and it's actually really performant in our game too, which is great. So probably the best way to get the best performance, and also when you jackhammer a wall with the jackhammer tool as a player, you're getting that section of that wall when it breaks, which is really cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the picker, and I'm going to make a little house. It's not going to be the most pretty house, but you know, let's just go with it for now for this tutorial. One thing I want to tell you is that if you do hold down X, being the default button, if you hold down X and then drag, you could see, now let me actually hold control so I stay on the grid. You could see that I can just drag it across. It's just multi-place. And if you want to find like where that button is, you can go over to settings, key bindings, and it's literally just this guy right here. I set it to V for myself right now. All right, so I think that height looks good. You can press F10 to go back into the play state and move around. Hey, that looks like a good tall wall, tall enough for the player to move around. So I'm quickly going to, where do I want to build my door? Probably on this side. So I'm just going to do this, and our doors are roughly that big. Go ahead. It's fun for just quickness or for speed. You can go ahead and just copy it over like that. Just pick it, and that way you're not having to do it multiple ways. All right. And I kind of need just like a sliver there. I didn't make it perfect because here, let's place a door real quick to see how big it is. So I just went to Vox. I went to parent folder because it's just you're going deeper into the folders. So I just needed to go back up to go to our doors, which I believe our doors are in building, and then right here. Okay, cool. And they have a frame, and then they have the door. And so, yep, okay, I miscalculated. So I'm just going to move this wall over like that. Okay. So I can actually like click the box somewhere else to unselect that. I'm going to move this guy like that. Place the door. Hey, not bad, not bad. So I have like a little gap here. So I'm going to make with the multi-place. I'm just going to do like that big. And I actually have it to where if you multi-place above 2 blocks, it actually automatically turns it into a brush. Isn't that cool? I believe you can do that. Let's see. I have it set up if you go into developer mode, which this should just be default. But if you hit player and then do turn this to 2, then that'll allow it to turn into a brush. But some may not want that on and then turn it into a brush the other way. All right, cool. So we have our walls. I like it. Very simple for demonstration. Let's go ahead and go over to building, build kit, and let's create the roof. I think this guy is our corner piece. So it says roof basic corner. And then we have roof basic straight. And so what that looks like is I got a corner. I'm holding down control to be on that grid, moving the mouse wheel. And I think I want it to be that big. Okay, cool. Let's go to straight. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this into a brush real quick. So let me show you how to do that. So I'm just quickly placing all of my pieces. Okay, got that. I'm gonna go ahead and select this guy, and I could use this for later. Once I turn it into a brush, I could pretty much like use this piece to build other ones later. So I could go ahead and I'm gonna offset it a little bit because that way it looks like what it should in real life. All right, there we go. Gonna line this up. Yeah, looking good. All right, cool. Now I could do my straight pieces. So I'm just gonna place like that. I'll just do it into 4s. That kind of feels good. I'm gonna merge that into a brush. All right, and I'll eyedrop it. And again, I could use this at any time for my other buildings I build in this level, which is great. So, you know, as you build, you'll get quicker. All right, I'm gonna multi-place those guys. That's what's cool as well, is that I can multi-place the with brushes. Nice, look at that. Now we probably want a roof, huh? So let's go ahead and in here. Get this guy, rounded top. All right, cool. So I'm gonna do the 4x4. Look at that. Hey. Not bad. No windows, but you know what? For the sake of this tutorial, let's just go with it. Be a dark room. Hey, there you go. Little house. Not bad. Well, we have our little house there. You know what? Let's put a little NPC. I'm just gonna place them for now. If you go into load, you go to entities, and you press this little guy here. It's like this little head, and you click. Ah, there you go. There's a little NPC. I can't talk to him right now. I haven't set up that logic, but you know what? I'm gonna keep that for the advanced tutorial. Yeah, let's for the last thing of this tutorial, I'm gonna go ahead and place a scary monster. I got this guy right here. I'm gonna place him there. All right, he doesn't see me. Let's see if I can sneak up on him. Oh no! All right. Well, there we have it. That's all I'm gonna do for now in this particular video. But look out for the next video. I'll go into more advanced features, set up some logic, and maybe we can get an NPC talking and give us a quest maybe. But yeah, this is basic tutorial for Voxile. Go ahead and check out our Kickstarter. And yeah, thanks for checking out the video. I hope to see you soon. All right, later.